Ooh, a notification. Fall Out Boy added an event that might interest you. Well, that certainly does interest me. Hello and welcome back to Rock Cycle. Well, we just got some very exciting news. The rumours are true. Green Day, Fall Out Boy and Weezer all going on one massive tour. Now, very fittingly, they've called this tour the Hella Mega Tour, which is, well, a very fitting name, because this is a big tour, some big names, all in one big show. Now, while yes, admittedly, these bands may have fallen off in the past few years just a bit, I still think they're all big names. They're going to get a big crowd, and people like myself are very excited for it. And, well, unless I get Glastonbury tickets for the first time ever, but there's not much chance of that, unfortunately, we're definitely going to be taking the channel to this show and checking it out, so stick around for that, I'd recommend. Now, along with this announcement, all three bands have released their own songs to help build up the hype for this upcoming tour, so let's take a look at them. Now, normally each of these bands would deserve their whole own video, but because we're in a bit of a rush and there's, well, 3 different videos to do in a short amount of time, that's a lot of effort. We're just going to do 3 quick reviews today on each of the songs, just a minute or so or whatever, so let's get into them. First of all, we have Green Day's title track of their new album, Father of All Motherfuckers. There goes my monetization, which doesn't even exist on this channel yet. Now, Green Day have said in interviews about this upcoming album that they want to change up rock and roll, and it's also been really inspired by Kendrick Lamar of all people, which is not who you'd expect to inspire Green Day. But besides the high-pitched, distorted vocals, this does sound very familiar to me. Yeah, the vocals are a bit different, but instrumentally this still sounds like a very classic Green Day style song. And I'm not even going to say that's a bad thing, I think that's definitely a good thing, a lot of people would argue. It's a good, fairly short song with some nice, energetic guitar riffs throughout. And I find it's become more likeable and more catchy every time you listen to it. Although I'm not a particular fan of those fairly high-pitched vocals for Green Day. Now, next up we have Dear Future Self by Fall Out Boy. Now, after the controversy of Mania going into new areas for the band, it's a bit experimental, a bit more poppy. They've returned to that more classic Fall Out Boy sound. But at the same time, it does still certainly sound more like a pop song than some of the songs like Sugar We're Going Down and that old era Fall Out Boy, but it definitely resembles that kind of sound. Now, the song does feature a rapper, which I don't even know who he is, never heard of him before, but I'm not going to claim to be the biggest expert on that kind of music. But for me, I just find it's a bit unneeded, doesn't really fit with the song's vibe, and sort of drags it down a bit, unfortunately. But besides that, it's a pretty good song. It's just sounds very familiar, like classic Fall Out Boy. It's not very standout. There's not really a lot I could talk about. There's not too much new going on, I feel, with it. And now on to Weezer, The End of the Game. Now, compared to these other 2 bands, Weezer is a fair bit smaller, I would say, which is quite a shame, because I do quite like them, and I know a lot of other people do. They've had a lot of great songs throughout their career, and they've got a lot of those songs that, like, everybody's heard, everybody recognises. Well, a good amount of people do, but they've never really broken into that next level of big band, and I don't think this new single is going to change that as well, unfortunately, when they're at this later stage of their career. Now, this song was surprisingly my favourite out of the 3 songs that were released, which is quite a surprise for me, because Weezer's probably the band that I listen to the least out of these 3, but I do quite like it. That electric guitar solo at the beginning sounds like a classic 80s rock song, and I love that vibe. And then it progresses into a classic mid-noughties pop-punk song. This is a solid, great fun song. It's nice, easy listening. And I can already imagine myself drunkenly singing along to this in a club in the late night. I feel it's a far of a safe song. I mean, Weezer have never been ones to stroll too far from the signature sound, and they haven't done it again in this song. But I think it still works. It still sounds fresh and interesting despite not being the most new. So overall, while I do quite like all these songs, they're all very enjoyable, I have felt a little underwhelmed by them. With the announcement of this big tour, I was expecting big instant #1 singles from them all. And yeah, they're all good songs, but they just don't feel like great songs to me. They're just all very safe, very familiar. Like, yes, I like them and I enjoy it, but it's not much new. It's just good songs, just not the most interesting songs, if you get me. And I'm sure some people do like that they are sticking to the sounds and they're quite familiar and people quite like that. But if you're a fan of the channel, you may know I like my diverse music. I like things that go in new directions and explore new styles of music that haven't really been done before. So that may be why I'm not as much of a fan. But that all being said, I do like the songs. They're all pretty solid songs. So want to know what you think? Let me know down in the comments. And if you want to like, share, subscribe, etc., that'd be great. Hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next video.